800-951-0592. Joe and Jason, Patriot Radio News Hour on this Tuesday. Of course, tomorrow we're going to get the Fed's decision on interest rates based on what we saw today on inflation, at least headline inflation. A pause is there if they want it to be. But again, I think the core number was hotter. Gold, paying attention to that core number. It's down a little more right now. Today is the day. I really think two things. I've got the best special on $20 gold, maybe since coronavirus. Pretty sure it is, but don't quote me on that. There may have been a time when I don't think so. Remember now, 20s have been outrageously expensive. Right? We've been selling, you can get 2 10s for less than 20. Heck, last week I think we ran 5. You get 4 5s for less than a 20. Today, and this is a one-shot deal. This particular, we're talking about 150 or so 20s. This was coming out of an estate. So this is a one-time deal here, but it's all about price. 1 through 9, $2,215. If you buy 10 or more, $2,195. You heard me right, $2,195. Just to give you an example, the 10s, which have been so much cheaper, 2 10s today is $2,260. So $20 gold pieces. By the way, I have about 75 of each. So Libs and St. Gaudens. You can pick it. 1 through 9, $2,215. $100 in gold to go. These were like $2,475. $2,215. If you buy 10 or more, $2,195, which is just outrageous and spectacular in price. I hope you're out there, and I hope you take advantage. You're not going to be able to get 20s at these prices, Jason. I mean, this is back to like normal, regular premiums now. So 1 through 9, $2,215, 10 or more, $2,195, but we're not done. Silver Eagles, which you guys know, we're the cheapest around. We've been the cheapest around. They're $795. Take $30 a roll off. A roll of 20 U.S. Silver Eagles, $765. If you buy a case, that's the monster box, $19,000. Now, we had this price not that long ago on silver. Silver was at $22. So you're getting the same price today, and silver's like $2 an ounce higher. So again, that premiums come in. You get to call it. We got $20 gold, 1 through 9, $2,215, 10 or more, $2,195, and then Silver Eagles rolls at $765. Cases, you save $5 a roll when you buy it by the case at $19,000. And for those of you on YouTube, Jason was holding all that stuff up, right? He was showing you what they look like, all that stuff. And Jason, I just love where we're at. We kind of got lucky, right? We kind of got lucky. And I think right now on gold and silver, what we're seeing, the shorts are getting out today. Why is it down a little bit? They all want to get out. So they went back to that 1940 range, get out. I think tomorrow, if there's a pause, we could see a healthy jump in both the gold and the silver price. So not only are we getting a great deal, now obviously the estate with the 20s, lucky, I guess, right? But, hey, we'll take it. And then Silver Eagles, those premiums have come in nicely.
Yeah, there's all kinds of ways to try to understand what gold is, what money is, what currency is, and sometimes for the average person it's confusing. But let's say it this way: money's an idea, and anything can have value, and it just depends on what people have faith in. And the Federal Reserve note that everyone spends, it's all about money. People are so entranced in how much money, get more money, 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 money. And gold, even though it is considered a good form of money, it's a thing. Money's an idea. You can make anything money. Anybody just has an imagination there, they can create and choose anything to be money. Gold and silver is what holds its value. It's a commodity. It's a thing. It's not made up. It's just not an idea. And the Federal Reserve note, the most successful religion in human history, because it has more faith in its value than any other religion in human history. It's just every country in the world spends Federal Reserve notes, and the faith, Joe, is they're losing the faith worldwide day by day by day. There's not a lot of religion left in the Federal Reserve note. That's what we're trying to tell you people. That falsehood of the value of currency and that particular currency, the Federal Reserve note, is going away. Gold and silver is just going to do what it always does. It's just going to sit there. That's why it's great to hold it. If someone telling you the dollar's worth something, you should go out and get more money, go earn more money. That's you can't touch it. You don't understand what it is. But when you hold the roll of coins, Joe, or you hold the gold coin, it's sending messages to your brain. It's like, look, this is actually something that's going to be here when I need it, and other people also need this, because there's only so many ounces of gold or silver per person on the earth. If there's more people, they'll dig up a little more. If there's less people, there'll be less people circulating it. It's always per person, Joe, or per cow, or per every man's, fine men's suit. It's in balance, right, Joe? It's in balance. This is why you hold on to it. It protects your savings, keeps you whole, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I wish it'd be great, right, if that headline number was the only thing that mattered. But business is still going on. Westfield, they're a large mall operator, along with their partners, Brookfield Properties. Now, we've talked about them, right? They walked away from those towers in L.A. Well, more walking away again today. The downtown shopping mall in San Francisco, and believe me, you're like, well, it's just San Francisco. Oh, no. Oh, no. Another $558 million where they sent the keys back to the bank. When is this thing going to stop? Well, I got some news for you. We got 2 more years of commercial real estate defaults. We'll talk about that when we return. (800) 951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this. What is today? On this Tuesday, and the day before the Fed meeting, we've got a huge sale going on right now on $20 gold pieces, 2,100. Well, 1 through 9, $2,215, 10 or more, $2,195. If you buy a silver Eagle rolls, $30 off. Silver's down a quarter. This is like $1.50 off. $7.65 on rolls of silver Eagles. If you buy it by the case, $19,000. That was the same price when silver was $22, not almost $24. 800-951-0592. So it's almost now a daily thing. Once again, today, Westfield and Brookfield Properties walking away from the mall in downtown San Francisco. For more than 20 years, they'd had this property. Well, think about it, 20 years. You think, well, man, This thing should be about paid off. I mean, most of the commercial real estate loans, at least for you and I, they're like a 15-year deal. Should be paid off. They don't pay it off. It's all interest only. And again, it's easy math. This is not a complicated problem. They were doing these things. To give you perspective on this, they refied this thing multiple times over the last 20 years. And they're sitting there with an interest rate, interest only. And by this time now, the loan is up to over $700 million, not the $558, at 4%. Well, we know they've got a huge problem on their hands, don't they? All the tenants have left, right? The building's not worth the $700 million. And, oh, by the way, if you just do another interest-only loan, instead of 4%, Jason, it's over 7%. These are easy decisions being made here, and it's happening everywhere. Obviously, everyone makes a big deal about San Francisco, but only because San Francisco, New York, L.A., those were where the values were the highest, right? These were the highest. I mean, if they walk away from a mall in Oklahoma, well, that may only be $100 million. It's not $750 million. You know what I'm saying?
That's right, Joe. And just because the Fed might pause tomorrow isn't going to help the interest rates necessarily. I mean, maybe some of the private loaners will drop a little bit out of some irrational exuberance about where it's going, but it's not going to be anything substantial. And I get the feeling we're going to be paused for a while, and as every month of paused drags on, those interest rates just creep back on up, and we'll see. We'll see, Joe. I still think we're going to be seeing 10% mortgage rates at the end of the year, where the Fed goes up again, inflation comes in. Where hey, if you're on the sidelines buying a house, it'll all come down. Look, they're pausing this month, right, Joe? You can wait. Just like with gold, silver. I can wait a little bit. It doesn't seem like until that one emergency happens, right, Joe? That one thing happens. Suddenly the CPI goes back up to 6%, and here comes the rates again. Here's the thing: is everyone depended in the last 20 years. They'll come down. They'll make the rates go down, Joe. Everyone's been depending on that. That doesn't mean that's going to happen this time, right, Joe? We don't know that the rates are going to come down. And I know that's under a huge market crash. They're almost forced to when they start printing money. But we may be in a higher interest rate printing situation in the future, Joe.
Well, just to give you an idea, so Westfield and Simon Properties, they're the largest mall owners out there. Westfield walked away from 2 malls in Tampa. Right, again, we don't hear about it because those were only a couple $100 million. We say only a couple $100 million. They walked away from a 1 million square foot mall in Palm Desert, California. They said that there's a bunch of others now that they're getting ready to walk away from. Simon Property Group walked away from malls all over the U.S., including one in Cobb, Georgia, 1.1 million square feet in North Wales, Pennsylvania, and others. Jason, this is happening. What I wanted people to get the feel for you, this is happening all over the place.
Yep.
Like I said, they pay interest only. That's it. Well, just refine it. If you got lucky, let's just say it was Fashion Square Mall here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Well, that mall may be okay, right? Hey, all the tenants are still here. It's not San Francisco. Okay, well, that's great. Well, here's the problem. Hey, maybe the value of that mall even stayed the same. And maybe you're lucky enough that, hey, it's still worth the same amount of money. And let's just keep it simple. So let's say it's worth $1 billion. They're paying an interest only on $1 billion. And someone says, hey, guess what? The mall's still worth $1 billion. Here's the problem. Well, I had an interest-only loan at 4%. Okay, well, now it's going to be an interest-only loan at 7.5%. Right? Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, they're like, whoa, wait a minute. Hey, that almost doubled my payment. right? You know what? I don't know if I want that mall. Any mall. Now, they may decide on that mall, you know what, I'm going to do it because it's full. But think about any other places. Hey, if it's not full, forget about it, especially if it's in a bad area, right? Hey, look, Jason, the whole jingle mail is coming, and guess who gets hit? The bond portfolios are being hit. Pension funds are being hit. That's who bought all this crap. Of course, it was all AAA rated. Remember that problem? We'll be back right after the break. $800-951-0592, the cheapest price on 20s in months. And really, I would imagine over the last 3 years, we probably only had brief moments, maybe a couple of weeks here, a month there, where 20s were lower than this. But it's a great opportunity here. $20 Liberties or Saints. Some of you like the Saints. Some of you like the Liberties. Some of you just say, hey, I don't care. I'll have some of both. You can mix and match them 1 through 9, $2,215. 10 or more, $2,195. We still have over 100 of them still left. We had over 150 of them to start the morning at 800-951-0592. And then, of course, Silver Eagles. Silver's down 23 cents. We're acting like it's down $1.50. Cases of Silver Eagles, 19,000. Rolls of Silver Eagles, $765. We had that price not that long ago. The difference was silver was $22. Right here it is at $23.85. Right? So it's almost $2 higher than that. Just a great opportunity today, especially if we get that pause tomorrow, Jason.
Really good price on the 20s. So it's just if you're going to buy an ounce of gold today, it's really, really, really a good price. And Joe, I didn't get a chance to jump in on the last thing you were saying, which is, I think one thing that I would add, if you're a company that has $1 billion building or $1 billion asset, and you have this loan, the question is, do they have to walk out or do they want to walk out? And I'll say this, Joe, because I think this is the one point I can add that's it's a good way to look at this and why people should be paying attention to guys walking out on $1 billion deals. If they're walking out because they want to walk out, well, then why? These are businessmen, right? If the markets are going to be tough and then the interest rates are going to go down to help save the markets, these guys have business contacts. They know, these people know each other. They all scratch each other's backs. What if they've been told, 5.25 to stay, 2 years minimum? What if they've been told this information? These people help each other out. And it's like, well, I'm not going to pay this. I'm going to build up my cash. So when this thing actually does go down to say 2 years, then I'll be able to buy something else. Why am I going to lose all this money? I'm walking. So Joe, that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if these guys know. They've been told by good sources. They have these interest rates. Yeah, you might get a pause. They ain't going down. It ain't going down. The Fed has to keep on top of inflation. And, I'm not going to lose the 12 months of money on this loan. I'm not going to get a cheaper loan. I can't afford it with this lower interest rate that I have on this one. I'm done. I'll wait for the next one, Joe. And these guys they've always got a next time, don't they, Joe? These guys aren't going broke by walking from these buildings.
Yeah, and again, that's the key. They're not going broke by walking from these buildings. As a matter of fact, They subsidized these, they securitized these, and then they sold them, right? They sold them. They sold them to pension funds. They sold them to bond funds. Some of you out there, you may need to give Joey a call if you're looking at your statements and you're going, what the heck's going on? Why am I taking a beating? Well, you may be in one of those bond funds with all that commercial real estate in it. It's not a great place to be. But Jason's right. They could have made those payments if they wanted to. They're a good company. They're like, no, we don't want to because you know what? We know what's coming. 800-951-0592. Jason and I were coming right back with the Half Empty Cup.